get going here. So, Public Utilities Commission meeting, Tuesday, July 10th, 2018, 6 p.m. Do I need to take a
Number one call. Just roll call.
roll call? Let's do it.
Okay, Preisel, Hassan,
Here.
Adams, Hall,
Here.
Quorum,
Here.
Nolan,
Here.
Peewen.
All right. So as we commence here, we're going to go to number 2. Approval for June 12th, 2018 and June 19th, 2018 meeting minutes.
Move to approve.
Do I have a second? Second. Motion carries.
Both.
For both.
Okay, Susie, you second?
Yes.
Okay.
Number 3, discussion and possible action on 8th Street storage shed, 301 8th Street driveway blacktopping.
You have in your packets, let me just find it here. I did do an issue sheet on that. I guess I'll just read my issue sheet, which I put together for you. Mr. Jeff Ritchie is here today. He's sitting behind you, for those of you that don't know. At 499 8th Street has requested that the driveway leading to his house and the utilities cold storage should be paved at this time. This is a shared driveway that Mr. Ritchie and the utility department use. I did put some attachments in your packet. They were basically emails from Mr. Ritchie and from myself. Mr. Ritchie contacted me by phone and in person to see what could be done with this driveway in the late months of 2015. During this meeting, the past agreements between Mr. Ritchie and the Utility Commission were discussed, which are in your packet. Back in September of 2013, there was discussion on this. And then there was also discussion on this October 14th, 2014. So basically when Mr. Ritchie contacted me back in late 2015 when I had just started here, I told him I was informed all I could do was honor the past agreements, and if he was fine with that, we could proceed. We had the money in the budget. He indicated that he was okay with this and just wanted to get this done. When spring 2016 came, I proceeded to get 2 estimates from contractors for cost to pave the driveway located on 8th Street. I budgeted for this cost the utility half. So the original agreement in 2014 when he attended that meeting was a 50-50 split. He would pay 50% of the cost of the paving, and the utility would pay 50% of the cost, and that's what was agreed on. That's what was voted on, and that motion did carry. So I got two estimates. I budgeted for that in the water utility budget in 2016 and 2017. The emails that I also put in there. I contacted Mr. Ritchie on May 10th, 2016 that I had proposals, the 2 proposals from the contractors, and would proceed upon approval, upon his approval. On May 30th, I received an email response from Mr. Ritchie's wife, Joe. I responded with an email on May 31st, 2016, and have not heard from the Ritchies since until I received a call from older person, Paul Deisel, asking me to look into the situation on June 19th, 2018. So basically there was about a 2-year delay or gap in there. As I stated earlier, I did budget for this project in 2016 and 17, but since I hadn't heard anything in 2 years, I removed it from my budget in my 2018 budget. So I guess if Jeff has anything to say or anything like that, it's kind of right now, it was agreed upon in 2014 that the commission would pay for half. Again, that's all I can go off of. I don't feel that we need to do any more than that. Like I said, I did not budget for it this year. If we can always try to do a budget adjustment if you want to do it, or we can just wait till 2018, or we don't do it at all. I mean, I guess it's up to you guys for discussion. So,
I got some questions I'd like to ask, just if I can.
Yeah, why don't you,
Oh, I'm sorry.
if you want to take a seat here, you can. Or,
Have him sit there because he'd like to have that
Oh,
seat empty.
okay.
So he can film everything.
Number one, the water department since I've been up front. It's been fantastic. They've been really great to work with. My wife sent the last email. The reason why that email was sent and we didn't do anything, because I've lived in this town all my life. I have, in here, we had a project done at the same time that I was not a part of this, okay? This was before him. They were at the same time that they were talking about doing my street. It's not a driveway, it's a street, okay? They were doing a project up at Burkmouse Park. When that project was bid and done, the people at Burkmouse Park on a private drive got a free 4-inch thick, 980-foot chunk of asphalt free by the city of Hudson. I filed the Freedom of Information Act. I got nothing from the city because they didn't have the information. But what I was told, and by the way, I was told by the people up there who live there, my friends, that when they did this project, it was bid that they were going to shoot under the street. And I have all the information here that says that they were going to shoot under the street. So anyway, I also have pictures before the street was done. Now, let's understand something here. I want this street done and I'm willing to pay half. But I want you to figure out how I feel, okay? So, before they put that street in and before anybody worked up there, that street was put in 1965 by Dean Erickson. The largest chunk of asphalt on that street was 3 inches big. I have pictures of the whole street, okay? So according to what I understand was that the two companies that bidded to do that project bidded to drill under the street where they needed to, and they patched those spots. And then when Gary Zappa got the bid, my cousin, nice guy, for some reason there was enough money to do the entire street. And when the city council asked the people up there if they wanted to bring the street up to the code and do anything with the street, the people up there said, absolutely not, don't touch it. Then the next thing the city council says, or Tim Caruso, who's the nicest guy in the world, I love him, he helped me do the water department up there, says right here, a directional boring in the main and avoid the disturbance of the existing road. If there's any disturbance, we will correct the problem and fix the area. So there was nothing in the contract or anything about people up at a private drive on a street that hadn't been serviced in some years, since 1965. And all of a sudden, they're going to get a free private drive that distance. And here, because I'm in the city of Hudson, and when I built my house, they asked me a question at the city council meeting. The city council asked me, do you mind having a gravel street? And I said, no, I don't mind. It's okay. I've lived there for 12 years now, and I don't want a gravel street anymore because it's dusty, it's inconvenient, it's rotten. I got it. But here's my question for you. I'm willing to pay half. It's not a problem. But if this was anywhere in the city of Hudson Street, I don't think what they got up there they should have got for free. I think we should have built it. But I'm willing to pay for my share. But on this street, the city water department has 3 lots, if not actually 7 lots. They have the water department, they have the shed. And then down from that, I heard 2 weeks ago that they were thinking about selling some of that property in there. So that's the street that they're going to drive on when they sell their property lots that are in there, because it's really, that's what it's going to be built for. So now I'm going to come in good faith and pay for this street, half of it, and somebody got theirs all for free, which is fine. But what happens down the road when the cemetery decides they want to use that street, because it's called A Street, it's not a drive. When they want to use that to access the backside of their cemetery, which is all that property along there. Or what if the water department decides to sell that property next to me, and they have those 2 or 3 lots there, they're going to put some houses to make $65,000 or $70,000 a lot. They're going to access onto the street that him and I paid for. So I guess my question is that if I was doing this, I'd tell the city cemetery, when we're going to put that asphalt in, you're paying for half of it. It's alongside your property. I don't care if they say they're broke, they're not. And if they are, that's not my problem. The guy there in the water department, we all take that and we all split it up on each other. But if the city, you guys decide that I got to pay for half of it, I'm more than willing to. The only question that I have is that if we sell those lots down there and people start driving on that street that you and I paid for, does that seem fair? I'm tired of getting, the water department's been fantastic. The guys that come up there are fantastic. I appreciate you guys cleaning out that street the other day, widening it out. Somebody came in there with choppers. I appreciate that. You know, that was very nice. All I'm asking is, I don't know that I should have brought the half of this cost, all because 12 years ago I decided that I wanted a gravel street when I built the house and it was okay with me. Now, I have never asked the city water department to pay for any of this. I have only asked the city street department to take care of their job. It's a street. When I get a water bill, I pay for this stuff. When I pay my taxes, I pay for this stuff. I have the same rights as anybody sitting in this room. They have the same amenities that you have. They haven't put gravel on that road or anything on that road in never.
That's what I'm saying.
There's potholes in it right now. We drive down it, we steer to the left, we steer to the right to avoid the potholes. When they got through trimming, they did a fantastic job. I spent 2.5 hours there getting all the brush and all the crap that left in the road and bringing it up to the water department, tying it up in a ball and putting it in their pile. I'm done, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
My wife told me I was supposed to come here and be very nice, get the street done. She wants the damn thing done and she's tired of me bitching. All I'm saying is I'm feeling like how do I put it delicately? I think I'm taking it in the shorts. All because of 11 years ago or 12 years ago, I said, oh, gravel's fine. Okay. But the water department's been fantastic. You guys have done fun. And Tim Caruso, he did that whole thing up there for me. He didn't have to. Nicest guy in the world. Anyway, you guys do what you gotta do. I'm sorry.
So just a question. I don't think I thought your tone was really nice. So just
I'm
for the
sorry.
record,
I'm
that
Italian. Sometimes.
wasn't a problem. No, it wasn't a problem at all. And I'm trying to put myself in your shoes, and I can definitely empathize. You know, show some empathy for it. Absolutely. My question is that so you mentioned the cemetery. So let's say we go to the cemetery. Are you suggesting or proposing that we approach them as well and see if everyone will split the cost with it? Is that what you're?
No, because it won't get done. It'll be it. It'll be over with because the cemetery will just say flat out they don't have money, even though they sold all those lots over there and they have money.
Okay, so
They're not gonna pay
you're
for it.
proposing that you pay half, we pay half, and call it done.
As long as, what I'm proposing is that we do that. But now, if someone knows more information than I know and we're planning on selling some lots, that would be privy for me to say, hey, if that's the deal, then you got 2 lots, I got 1. Let's do that. You take 2/3, I'll take 1/3, and we all benefit. Because when you sell that property, that is going to be nice if that's asphalt for those customers or those homeowners to drive onto instead of that gravel road. So
There's just for the committees, I have not heard anything about property being sold or anything.
Do you have
like
a diagram? I've looked this
About to
up
ask you the address.
online. I've got the address, but
there really is
that.
no.
No,
It's paved around the building and down to the house.
Okay.
Absolutely
Yeah.
fantastic.
But then out,
Is this it? Right
see,
here?
it's not
The
really a
301
driveway, it's a street.
yeah, I mean,
so
It's not even the right spot.
There's a,
that's about the best diagram. I should have put a
So
picture.
what
in
happens
there.
is there's
Yeah,
no.
I
I
saw
mean, I
it.
can pull it up on Google Maps.
Okay.
You know, just, and I guess
This is this gentleman's house right here, you can see here, this is all water department across here, so they have the water department, these are lots right in here that they can open up and sell.
and this is your house
That's
right
my
here?
house there.
Okay, so the city owns this property here that is,
Well, from right about there, where through that line is in the trees,
Mhm.
right
Yep.
about there up to my house. The city
okay.
owns all that, the cemetery owns all of that.
Is your address the 301 East Street?
No, mine's 499 A Street, there was, I can do whatever,
499 East
yeah.
Street?
So I'm
Okay.
the 400 series.
So you enter from Wisconsin
Yes.
Street and head up in there?
Yep.
Okay,
And the problem is the gravel ends up in the house. It ends up in the garage. My wife is,
Well, then there's another residence there, the Hildings used to live,
yep,
that he must have been pretty dusty there too.
I know, but I never wanted, how did I put it delicately? I didn't want to bother these people with my inconvenience and have them bill for something that they probably
No, but
don't
it
even.
must have been.
You're right.
Use it,
It
but
is.
it's bad for them.
Yes, it is. It
So-
would improve their property.
I'm pulling
Questions?
it up. I'm pulling it up right now.
he's
Yeah.
trying, he's gonna bring up the, a map of the,
Right.
specifically what we're talking about. There it is right there.
So,
And if you put on the satellite, you can see all the
Yeah.
buildings on it too.
Oh,
So I have a
weird.
question about the,
There it is.
is it the proper width right now? It's not.
No, it's not.
It's more like a
It's
path.
not-
It's not even.
They're like a
really
drive.
It's not really even
Yeah.
in the proper spot.
and I
Right,
guess,
yeah, and I've seen it. I've been down there, so
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Right where Kim's.
you know, and I have not surveyed any of this. The city does not own this, or, well, the water department does
No,
not
you
own
haven't.
this.
That's why-
It's the city of Hudson.
That's
that
why I
owns
said
it.
the street department is responsible for that chunk.
You know, and I guess according to my mapping, it is not labeled a street, even in the county, layers.
There's a sign on it.
You know, but when you pull the maps up, A Street actually stops right here where
Yep.
I'm at.
It does.
There is no label going in on any of this. So once you get back to the imagery, this This right here is our cold storage shed. There's blacktop, what about out to here, Jeff, I
Yep.
think?
Yeah, you can-
Somewhere
yeah.
right, I think you can
Yep,
almost
right
see
there.
it maybe.
Yep, that's it.
Right here.
Yep,
So this is all blacktop currently.
and it's nice.
So what he's looking for is from this point here down to just tie in with this street. And just so you, now again, the costs that I have are back from 2016.
Right.
We're looking probably an average, I got 2 quotes on that, about $8,500. Complete.
2 years
Not
ago.
our cost. 2 years ago, 8,500.
And that's a
Almost now.
width,
Well, I mean, you can add 3-4% to it, and
and that's a
you know.
12-foot width.
that is
16?
calling for a, let's see, I have them give
It's
me
it's 12 on the one,
Mm-hmm.
12.
see it?
a 12-foot width. Yes,
So does the water department do the plowing up to your?
we do. Yes,
Okay.
Maybe the majority.
yes.
Are there easements anywhere in there?
Yes.
Legal easements, and where are
Yes.
those?
Legal easements would be along my property and the water department property with a fence.
Yeah, this does not show any easements on there. It's
Right.
just showing
Right.
properties. is
That
all.
would be the only easement that is on this side of it, would be the easement for, because actually in my yard is my water and my neighbor's water buried in the ground in a cement thing. So
Yeah,
I
'cause-
have like 7 feet that they gave me to move the fence over. They're really nice and said we're never gonna use it, so we'll put an easement there.
Because I believe, Jeff, your water
Oh,
comes up somewhere,
Yeah.
somewhere through here.
Yep, actually the water actually.
So is it a utility easement or an access
It'd
easement?
be
It's
a
an ac-
utility
it's
easement.
for my
Utility
fence.
easement.
Yes.
Oh, okay, which
The
is
water
different than
actually
access
comes
easement.
from here, runs to here, and then right in my yard, right about there is a fire, thing buried, and then it goes to here, and then goes down the hill to there.
Okay.
But I looked on the St. Croix County map where you look up the tax parcels and stuff, and it showed it as a street there in St. Croix County.
Yeah, and your address is 8th Street,
Yes,
correct?
it is.
Yeah.
I didn't realize
And
your
when I-
house was back there.
And when I did ask, the alderman was very nice, and I told him originally to start with the street department, then what they could put it in their budget, they can afford this, just plan out for it and do it. And his answer, and Tom and I are good friends, I've known him all my life. Tom's answer was, is if he wants the street, it's not a problem. It'll be 33 feet wide, it'll have curb and gutter. If he doesn't like it, tell him to shut up. That was Tom's answer. He's retired, you know. And I've known him all my life. But what Tom seems to think, and he's, whatever, he thinks it should be a regular street, okay? There's no reason for that to ever be a street. And it's not even in the right spot.
Can you zoom out a little bit more, Ken?
It goes in.
So
increments.
that's never gonna run straight through
It
though.
goes in increments. No.
No, because that right there is the hill, and that runs.
Right.
I used to live right there,
Yeah,
627.
this is the
Jeff.
big.
Yep,
This is
Right
the
on the
big
corner.
yep.
Yeah,
Nice
that's-
spot.
Yeah.
It's not a problem, guys.
So I guess, so I guess the question is, what do you guys want to do? Do you want to, go back to the 2014 agreement that the Utility Commission and Jeff had and said, 50/50? Do you want to pay for the whole thing and we just have it blacktop and just be done with this? Or do you want to just do nothing? I guess those.
Pretty much it.
Those are your three.
Although I am,
kind of
my wife
options,
did say this, saying, this is my wife, because she was gonna come so that I didn't have to, because she didn't want me to come and talk. Anyway, she said, what if you made the suggestion that down the road, if the city ever decides to sell that, at the point of sale, and if I'm still living there, or the homeowner who was there, because it's, part of the package when you buy the house, they get reimbursed. Not all of it, but a third of it.
My assumption, Jeff, would be if the city ever would decide to sell off part of them lots that are there, that isn't going to be adequate enough to be
They'll be
used
putting a
for.
street in there.
They'll be putting a street.
You talk about 300, 301?
So
Yeah.
so that's my guess. I mean, I can't speak for what would happen, but
No.
it's not going to be adequate enough. It's not going to meet, the requirements of what we had for width and all that kind of
Okay.
stuff. I mean, and I think the more we discuss it as a street,
The worse off we are.
the more confusion there is, because Tom is right. If it's a street, it needs to meet city specs.
Right.
It's just that simple.
Right.
You know, we can't put a street in here and then tell developers that they have to do a street different.
Right.
So if this is a street,
Right.
which I don't think it's a street, but if you everybody's muddying the water, I think it's
Right.
just, it's a driveway.
Yeah. It's
That's
no
what
more-
I refer to it
It's no
as.
more a street than the
You
little thing
know,
up there.
it's one access
Yep.
to two properties that share it, and that's all it is. So I guess I'll just toss this out there. I did budget in this year's budget. I do have monies for driveway replacement at Hanley Tower, right over here, and I do have for well 4 and well 6. We were planning on doing those sometime yet this year. So I do have money in there for that. If you wanted to do this year, I mean, I could move money around. It's just not going to be what it was designated for. So like I said, I had this in the budget for 2 years. It was actually designated in the budget for
Thank
2
you.
years. But in 2018, I pulled it out of the budget just because I hadn't heard from Jeff.
So is there any inconvenience to the water department having this as a gravel road?
No.
Okay, so the water department doesn't really have an advantage with blacktopping this?
No. I mean, the only advantage would be in the snow plowing.
Plowing would make it
You know, we're not
easier
gonna be
to
plowing the
make-
gravel into the grass
Mm-hmm.
and things of that nature, but, you
Did
know,
just
we
do some
use
maintenance
that.
to it too recently? Is that what you just said, Jeff?
What?
Did you say there was some maintenance we just did to it too?
Yeah, they came down there because actually you couldn't get a fire truck down there the way it was.
Yeah, we have the county come in and cut the trees and the brush and things like that, just to keep, because otherwise it starts to overhang.
Well, the brush, I'm asking about the road itself. Though.
No.
Did we have to
No
do
maintenance to
anything?
the-
Did we have to add more class 5 or anything?
No.
Well, if we're not gonna do anything with, they're gonna have to do something with that street
Sure.
right now. I got 7 potholes in it, but and there hasn't been gravel put down since 2006 when I built.
Gotcha.
And there wasn't put down before, so if the city's telling me that I gotta live with a gravel street, then that they can put some gravel down, but it's not gonna work. Let me be frank, if you wanna pay for half of it, I'll pay for half of it, because otherwise I'm gonna end up in a lawsuit with the city of Hudson. And I don't wanna do that, I wanna be enemies and friends, my wife wants this done. Because let me be frank, according to the city laws, I have an older brother who's an attorney, I got lots of friends who are attorneys. I made a comment in the city council meeting that I don't mind a gravel street. It wasn't under oath and it can't be conducted. I am a taxpayer of the city of Hudson. My taxes this year are now $8,500. I'm entitled to the same services that everybody else is. I'm not asking for anything more than 3 inches of asphalt, 360 feet. I think that the project that they did at Burkmost Park was unacceptable. I think that there was a lot of shenanigans going on up there for people to get a free street. I don't want to argue anymore. I
Well,
don't
and again, Jeff, I mean, like you and I have had these conversations, none of us were here.
Right.
Yeah.
So all, you know, and I said this before, all I can go off of is what's on paper.
Mhm.
That's it. You
But
know,
it seems
so-
like everybody goes off this piece of paper according to the city council and the city whatever down here, that I made a comment that I don't mind a gravel street on my thing.
Right.
And that is being taken as literal. I got it. But you know what? I've checked into it and I don't want to fight the city. That's why I've been laying low. I just say, I don't want to deal with this anymore. My wife was the one that sent you the letter. Why? Because when she found out about that Burkmost Park project, she was livid. Because she's a firm believer in paying for what you have to pay for. And we're willing to pay for it. But when she sees something like that, and I've got 3 relatives up there in Stewie Arson from all my life, I got the answer. That's what set her off. That's why you got the letter. That's why you never heard from me, because I'm staying out of it. I'm married. Now in the spring, she says to me, hey, I want the damn street done. So I make the phone call. Now I'm here again. I don't want to be here.
Okay. I'm the representative from the city council, so
Okay.
I'd rather not have anything come back to the city council. I will make the motion to move money in the budget to do this, pay for half if you're willing to pay the other half,
That's what I got to
and
do.
get that blacktopped.
Yep.
So,
I'll second that.
Thank you. Now, a question for you on the monies. You want a check or do you want to put it on my taxes?
that's,
I don't know if you've got the
I'll-
authority to have it put on taxes.
No, we'll talk.
Okay.
I'll have to figure that out.
Figure it
I'll
out.
have to talk to finance and see how they want to do
Let
it.
me know what you got.
So,
Got it. I'll put my wife in a corner and tie her up, okay?
Oh,
When I watch what I say, that's that.
You don't want
Yeah,
that
I'm sorry, excuse me.
this is being recorded.
Yeah, it's
being
being
recorded.
recorded.
No, seriously, look, you guys have been great. I apologize if it's been a long struggle for this whole thing, okay?
No problem.
All right?
roll call.
Yeah, we have a motion and a second.
Yep.
You need roll call.
Well,
Call.
just all in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Okay,
Thanks, guys.
okay.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you, Jeff.
Have a good one.
Thank you.
You bet.
Number 4.
Discussion and possible action on Service Center, 1201 Livingston Road, seal and coating.
Alright. Okay, part of when we bought this building, I know we had talked about, and we kind of knew the asphalt on this property is actually in really good shape. It's cracked in numerous areas and things like that. But it's pretty much time just to get some seal coat down, get some routing, some crack filling and things of that. So I did go out. We do have monies left in the budget for this property. We had, I got 2 proposals from Farner and from Quality. They're on your issue sheet. And you can see that my recommendation is to go with Quality Seal Coat in the amount of $8,981.
Is there any difference between Quality and Farner as far as their
No.
reputations? You haven't
No.
found any? Okay. I'll make the motion to go ahead with Quality Seal Coating for $89.81.
I will second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Number 5, discussion and possible action on letter of engagement with SEH for 10th Street water main replacement.
Okay, you might think this is the same one that we discussed last month. It's not. What we had on, we had a service lateral hookup on the north end of 10th Street between St. Croix and River Street for a new home that's going in. Our records have indicated forever, our GIS indicates that it was a 2-inch main running up there that they were going to be hooking into. Once they dug down, exposed the water main in the street, we found out it's only a 3/4 inch water service that feeds 4 homes. It's way undersized. It's now it's going to be extremely inadequate to serve 5 homes with 1 3/4 inch service. Fire protection is extremely diminished because of this. And basically we need to upsize that to a 6-inch. So my recommendation is adding this project to the previously proposed 10th Street project from Cole to Fox. Total project costs are estimated to be around $204,000. The previous SEH LOE for $20,800 will be amended to $32,900. So for this project alone, the engineering, the design, the engineering, the inspection, the bidding, all that kind of stuff is 6,912,1. So I'm asking to add it to that. City Council last night actually authorized, which I've talked about before, the remaining bond funds that we had from the Vine Street project. They actually authorized last night that we can use those funds to pay for these projects. So we have the funds are there already.
The full amount?
The full amount. We have the full amount. So everything's there. We'll cover the $204,000, estimated $204,000 for both of these projects. But like I said, it was just kind of one of them that came up that nobody knew that this was there. So I guess if I can get my thing here.
So is that 3/4 inch line, is that sufficient for just one house? Is that what
It's basically
happened?
sufficient for one house.
Okay.
You know, back, who knows when that was put in.
It probably just
why
served
they-
one house.
It could have served one house, and over time, they just kept tapping into it, and
Someone's got a dripping faucet.
you know, now it's to the point, you know, with adding another house on there, we just feel it's just not, it's definitely not adequate anymore. And as long as we have that bond proceed money left over from the 2016 Vine Street project, it made sense to tie this right into the current project that we're doing in 10th Street, even though they are, you know, blocks and blocks and blocks away from each other. But we'll tie everything in. We'll get one bid for both projects. You know, that we're looking at a savings on that instead of doing it as two separate projects. And we caught the first 10th Street project in time that we can get this one rolled into it too.
And that'll be used with the funds that we had in excess from the Vine Street project.
Correct. Yes.
Does this still have to go back to city council then
No.
for approval?
No, because you've already moved the money.
Oh,
The
okay.
only thing that we needed from you at city council was you had to do a resolution or
Yeah.
something last night to
Mhm.
move that money or to reallocate that money to a different project.
Oh, okay.
So that's what you did last
And
night.
since there's enough money in there, then
Yeah, and
just the
then
utility commission
there's,
has to
and,
approve it.
and then the remaining, well, there's 35,000 that's gonna be used that we're using currently for the Highway 35 Second Street
Yeah.
project for the engineering on that. And then there's also, I think there's like 100,000 or 125,000 left, or
Okay.
whatever left will be applied to the engineering for the Vine Street project from 9th to Wisconsin.
Okay.
Okay,
So,
So are we trying to get a motion on this right now then?
yes.
Okay.
I'll make the motion to approve.
Got a second?
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. All right, number 6, discussion and possible action on Rice Lake Construction Group's pay request number 10 for well treatment plant number 10 construction.
Just a correction, it would be pay request number 11.
Pay request number 11.
And that is what I passed out. We just received it, I just received it actually today. The request for payment for payment number 11 for Rice Lake is $136,983.74. It has gone through our engineers for verification. And they are recommending payment with a balance to finish this project, including retainage of $96,291.67. So,
Okay, I'll move to approve.
Second? I'll second.
Second.
All right.
You second?
I'll second it.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, motion carries. Number 7, project updates, project status report.
also in your packets, let's see here.
Here it is. Oops.
Commercial, we're about 30%. Residential, we're about 85. We're really wrapping up the residential cross-connection inspection right now. We're basically, I believe all the meter exchanges are done or about done. Right now, we're in the process of going back and re-inspecting any issues that came up that the homeowners and residents had to fix. So we're doing really well there. Just a brief update on well 10. Keys is in there right now. The well is pulled. It is being treated, and we're hoping to go back online here in about a week and a half. So
I got a side question about the meters. Whatever happened with Brooks' house?
what's that?
Pink House. I read something in the paper that there's a issue with having it installed and not being done in time and getting a fine or something like that. No? Okay.
No.
All right.
I helped somebody today with a problem where they've got to have Hydro come back out and inspect. And so anyway, she didn't know what to do. And I said, well, they're serious about turning off your water.
Yeah.
And she said, oh, I know. So Jace helped me out on that one.
All right, so on to number 8. Other business for information purposes only or for upcoming agenda.
I have nothing. I just mentioned to both of you that your terms are going to be up in October. So think about what you want to do and let us know.
I'm
Other
gonna
than
stick
that, that's
around.
it.
I'll be here.
That's all I had.
Good.
Okay.
Well, it occurred to me, he talked about selling the property in that area, possibly this or that. Well, maybe we should think about selling our property there, because there could be problems. Or if we don't need it, we should evaluate that or talk about it.
Oh,
Future.
we don't own that property.
Well, where the
Right by the
building
shed?
For the shed.
Oh, yeah, we don't want to get rid of that shed.
No.
No.
We use that.
We use that.
all the time, don't we?
Well, we've got
Yep.
a shed back here too. now.
Yeah, well, we still use that one though for barricade storage, old wood that we use for framing different things that we do.
Well-
There's large valves in there. We do hold, I think there's a couple pickup trucks that the summer help kids use, so they're not away 365 days a year. You know, they're here in the summer, but then in the winter they go back up there. So we do use that shed. The other thing is, we also have communication tower on that site. That's used for public works. I believe the ambulance service uses that.
Well, there is,
so,
and for those
you know,
tornado warning.
Yeah, there's a siren
and
on
all
it.
that kind of
But
stuff.
that's
So
not really ours, that's,
No.
it would still be theirs.
no, well, if you sold the property, it's going to be who buys it. But
Well, or,
Yeah.
you know, there could be problems, well, we can discuss it more, or think about it, is what I'm saying.
Sure. Cash report, water utility and sewer utility cash reports.
you got those in front of you. Not a whole lot's changed since last month on that.
Okay.
So,
Number 10, discussion and possible action on claims.
do you need?
Do we
don't-
need-
yeah,
do we
you
need a
don't- You
motion
don't
on
need
that?
anything. I
No,
guess.
none of the cash reports.
That's all.
Claims, yes.
Claims, yes.
Any questions on?
Move to approve.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. And adjournment. Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All right. Second?
Aye.
Susie, thank you. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.